Welcome to today's topic, logarithmic equations. Now, these are equations involving logarithm. We'll have a question to solve. Number one says solve 2 log x minus log x minus 3 equal to log x minus 2. Now, the logarithm all have the same base, and that's base a. Now, how do you solve this question? Again, we had to apply all the rules we've learned in logarithm in solving equations involving logarithm. Now, this 2, which is the coefficient of the log, will come here to become the power of x. So I'm going to have log x raised to power 2 minus log x minus 3 equal to log x minus 2. The next step is to write the left-hand side to 1 log, which means I'll reduce this one to just 1 logarithm. So I'm going to have this. Now recall, subtraction in logarithm is division. So divide x minus 3. So I've succeeded in writing this as 1 log equal to log x minus 2. Now with this, it's easier for me to cancel out the log. So I'll be left with x squared divide x minus 3 equal to x minus 2. And when you have a math like this, what do? You cross multiply. To cross multiply means x minus 3 will go multiply x minus 2. So x squared will be equal to, in bracket, x minus 2 multiplying x minus 3. At this point, you can expand the bracket. X times x, x squared, x times minus 3 minus 3x, minus 2 times x, minus 2x, minus 2 times minus 3, plus 6. Now let's take all the x to one side. This is x squared, plus x squared will move to the left-hand side. When it crosses the equal to sign, it becomes minus x squared. This is minus 3x minus 2x. And when they move to your left-hand side, it will come plus 3x plus 2x equal to 6. This will go away. X squared minus x squared is 0. So I'm left with 3x plus 2x, which is 5x equal to 6. Divide both sides by the coefficient of x, which is 5. And when you do this, the value of x will come as 1 over 5. And this is the answer to this question. Now let's look at number 2 question. 2 log x to base 3 is equal to 2. So what do? Follow the same pattern. Take away the coefficient of the log. And this will be log x squared and base 3 equal to 2. So recall, this 2 became this power here. And so when you have a math like this, what do? Remember, in logarithm, we said it is possible for us to convert log to indices, and that's what we're going to do now. X squared will remain at its position. The base, which is 3, will go to your right-hand side. And then the 2 you have here becomes the power of the base. So here I have x squared equals to 9. 3 times 3, that gives you 9. Now, this can be eliminated. To do that, you square both sides. And so this becomes, you take the square root rather. You take square root. You have to take square root of both sides. So this is the square root. Because that's what will eliminate the square. And then you also take the square root of the right-hand side. Anytime you take a square root of a number, you introduce your plus or minus sign. So these square roots will cancel out a square, and you'll be left with x equal to plus or minus square root of 9, 3. This is the answer to the question. So let's go to number 3. Now let's look at number 3. 4 log square root of x minus log 8x equal to log x raised to power minus 2. They all have the same base, and that's base a. Now, again, the first thing is to remove the coefficient of the log, and that becomes log square root x and bracket raised to power 4 minus log 8x equal to log x raised to power minus 2. Now, the next step is to remove this square root symbol. Recall that square root symbol is the same thing as x raised to power 1 over 2. So it's gone. And then your raised to power 4 is still there, minus log 8x equals to, here you have log a x raised to power minus 2. Now at this point, this 2 can cancel this 4 to be 2. So you finally have here log a x raised to power 2, because the numerator is 1 and 1 times 2 is 2, minus log 8x equal to log x raised to power minus 2. So which is like the previous logarithm we've been solving in terms of equations. So we make the left-hand side to have 1 log. To do that, I'm going to have this x squared, minus means division, 8x, close bracket, equal to log x raised to power minus 2. So at this point, you can cancel out the log and solve x squared 8x equal to x raised to power minus 2. At this point, you will cross multiply. Remember that? And if you cross multiply, what will this give you? It's going to be x squared equal to 8x times x raised to power minus 2. But there's an easier way to solve this without going through a much difficult step. This is inverse. And so it means I can have x squared equal to 8x over x squared. And when I have a mass like this, I can cross multiply again. And if I cross multiply again, what will I have? It's going to be x squared times x squared equals to 8x. So at this stage, it is possible for us to get an answer. Indices. So this becomes x 2 plus 2 raised to power 4 equal to 8x. If one of the x should divide, I'll be left with x raised to power 3 equals to 8. Now, to get your final answer, what do? You take the cube root of both sides. That way, you eliminate this cube, and final answer will be 2. It's 2 because when you multiply 2 3 times, it's going to be 8. Now let's look at number 4. Log k minus log k minus 2 equals to log 5. It's as if there is no base in this logarithm, but the truth is that there's a base. When the logarithm do not have a base written on 8, it is taken to be in base 10. So these logarithms are all in base 10. So this will be log, reduce it to 1 log, k minus divide, k minus 2, close bracket, equal to log 5. You cancel out the log, so you're left with k divide k minus 2, which is equal to 5. Of course, when you have a mass like this, always remember you cross multiply. So this k will be equal to 5 multiply k minus 2. K will be 5 times k, 5k, 5 times minus 2 minus 10. And so minus 10 move to your left hand side become positive 10 or plus 10. And k move to your right hand side becomes minus k. So this is 4k. And then this is 10. Divide both side by 4. If you do that, you get a value of k. And that is, you know, this can be simplified to be 5. This is 2. 5 over 2. And 5 over 2 is the same thing as 2, 1 over 2. Now let's look at number 5. You have 6 log x plus 4 equal to log 64. As usual, this is pretty easy. X plus 4, the coefficient of the log will move to become the power equals to log 64. Now, at this point, you can cancel out the log and you have x plus 4 raised to power 6. You can express 64 as indices. And if you do that, you're going to have 2 raised to power 6, which means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 6 times will give you 64. At this point, you can cancel out the powers. And you don't equate powers this time, but you equate base. So x plus 4 equals to 2. Collect like terms, 2 minus 4. And x is equals to minus 2. Now let's look at number 6 question. You're asked to find y in terms of x in equation 3 log y minus half log x raised to power 3 equal to log y plus log square root x. So what do you do in this case? When you see questions like this, you think they are very difficult, but they are not. Now, first thing first, you could decide to take the y to one side and take the x to one side. Collect like terms. And if I do that, I'm going to have 3 log y. This log y will move to this side and become minus log y equal to this minus will move and become plus half log x raised to power 3 plus log square root x. Very important. Then you follow the normal procedure, remove all the coefficient of the log from its side. So this becomes log y raised to power 3 minus log y equal to log x raised to power 3. Now the half and bracket raised to power 1 over 2 plus a log. Now you can take away the square root symbol and that becomes 1 over 2. Now we've done this before. So now let's reduce them to 1 log, both at your left hand side and at your right hand side. So if we take 1 log, this is y raised to power 3 minus its division y equal to log, take 1 log. This is x 3 times 1, 3 over 2, plus means I am going to multiply. Very important to remember this because it is plus. I'll multiply x 1 over 2, close the bracket. This will be, okay, we'll cancel out the log so that we're left with y raised to power 3 divide y equal to, here we're left with x raised to power 3 over 2 times, if you so desire you can use your brackets, but let's continue with this, 1 over 2. So what do I do? Now let's simplify. This is like raised to power 3, division is minus in indices, the power here is 1, equal to x raised to power 3 over 2, multiplication is plus 1 over 2. So this is 2 equal to 4 over 2. So this 2 can cancel out. And so that y raised to power 2 is equal to x raised to power 2. But now remember the question says find y in terms of x. So to get the value for y, we'll take the square root of both sides. If you do that, y will be equal to plus and minus square root x raised to power 2. And that is the solution to the question. Okay, now attempt these exercises. You have just two questions. Number one, solve 2 log x minus log x plus 3 equal to log x minus 4. They are all in base A. And number two, you have 4 log x plus 2 equal to log 81. Put your answer in the comment section. If you like the video, you could subscribe if you've not done so, and then share it.